Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and as you can see I've got another amazing guest with me who you might have seen in previous videos, I'm not sure, but if you haven't, this is my mum. How are you?
I'm absolutely fine. I'm surprised that you said an amazing guest, but we'll run with that. That's okay with me. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. The sun's shining, it's Friday, it's nearly the weekend. What's not to like?
What's not to like, exactly. And now in this video, what we're going to do is ask and answer 10 different conversation questions, each using a phrasal verb. So Mum, are you ready?
Absolutely.
Let's get started. Okay, question number 1. Nice and simple. Mum, what time do you normally get up? And are you an early bird or a night owl? In other words, do you wake up early or do you go to bed late?
Well, I actually wake up early. I'm quite the early bird really. When I was working, I was always getting up early, and now that I'm not working and I look after my grandson 2 days a week, I'm up at 6 in the morning.
Ouch.
But I just need to have a shower. I go over to his house, I can give him breakfast, obviously his parents are still there. And yeah, but the only thing is, my body clock now thinks I need to wake up at 6 o'clock every day.
So early.
Yeah, so when I could lie in on the other days, I'm awake, which is really annoying. But
so annoying. And then let's just go over a nice expression, which was to lie in, another phrasal verb. And if you lie in, it means that you sleep in. You sleep in until late. And as my mum said, because of her body clock, she's used to waking up at 6 o'clock every morning. She can't lie in, even if she wants to. So annoying, isn't it?
Well, it is, because your dad can lie in really late, and that must be so nice. I'm so envious.
If only you were him.
When I say really late, we're talking probably 8 o'clock, but yeah.
Excellent, perfect. Now let's move on to the next question. Okay, question number 2, and it's linked to something that my mum said just a minute ago, and it is look after, to take care of. So, Mum, what's it like looking after your grandson, my nephew, because he's about to turn 2 in 2 months, more or less. So he's a baby, but he's starting to be able to speak and walk and be a little bit independent. So what's it like?
It's an absolute joy. And when it is Louis, it's all Uncle Louis, which obviously Louis loves. Yeah, it's a joy. It's interesting. He's learning to speak. He's running around. I understand why people have babies young, because when you're my age, I'm absolutely shattered. I'm tired out when he goes home at tea time. Love it, but yes, it's tiring.
It's
but
tiring
in a really, really enjoyable way, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
And then it's all worth it, even if you're really tired or your back's aching or you're moving around and you don't have as much time for yourself. Then you see him smile and say like, "Grandma," and then that's the moment, I imagine, where you're like, it's all worth it. Even if you've got a backache or you're shattered, as you said, when you see his big smile, it's like, oh,
it's when you're crawling on the floor playing with the trains and the cars, and you get up and it's like, ooh. But no, it's great. I would recommend it to anybody if you've got the time. Obviously, I'm so lucky that I could take care of retirement. So yeah, and it helps his mum and dad.
Grandma of the century.
No, definitely not. He's got another lovely grandma as well. I just happen to live more local.
Excellent, perfect, good job. Let's move on now to the third question. Okay, number 3. If you've watched any videos of me and my mum having a chat in the past, you know that we love food and we love eating.
We do.
So, of course, I had to include a question that included a phrasal verb related to eating, and it is eating out, eating in a restaurant. So, Mum, how often do you eat out?
Well, I'd love to say every week, but it can be a little bit expensive. So probably we try and go out once a month. I would rather go out less frequently and have a really good meal, and do it that way. Sometimes we try and combine it with a night away, maybe in the restaurant and things. We've just been to Whitby and they had lovely seafood. It's just a joy to me. I just really enjoy trying something different, and maybe just not having to be bothered to do it myself, not having to clear up. I mean, sometimes if we're really tired, we might not eat out, but we might ring up and get a takeaway. We have really good curry places around here. We love a curry. I go out with obviously my husband, but I have various sets of girlfriends, so we try to go out. So ours might be more of a brunch or a lunchtime thing, so sort of more of a light bite. There's a cake. I'm the worst one for the cake.
Got a sweet tooth,
which is why I look like this, and they're slimmer than me.
Beautiful.
But hey, I do like little treats.
Exactly, a little treat, if you've got a sweet tooth, maybe you like to have a cake or something, definitely a dessert. You mentioned that you went out for a meal with some of your friends last week and you were like, ooh, should I get a dessert? And they just got coffee.
I know.
And you were like, what? What about the tiramisu?
So you see, I get the coffee in the end, I just get it in tiramisu.
Also, cool.
I'm just so bad.
No, you're not. Come on, no, you're not at all. Now let's move on to the next question. Now, I'm really looking forward to, having a curry, given that you mentioned that. And look forward to means to be excited about something. We also use it at the bottom of an email to say, look forward to hearing from you. But look forward to means to be excited about something. So, Mum, what are you looking forward to doing in the near future?
This actually is also food related. Oh dear. Because my nephew he hosts an annual barbecue, which is lovely. We're going to do that tomorrow. That is the plan. Now, looking at the weather, it's looking a bit cloudy. It may rain. We might have to just rethink that, or it might be under a gazebo. But also a special thing which I'm looking forward to is going away for a weekend with your dad to celebrate our 40th wedding anniversary. How old does that make me feel? Apparently it's Ruby as well for being married 40 years. Yes, that's in September.
Okay, wow. And are you going away for the weekend to celebrate it, or just for the night, or just for a meal?
Oh no, I think we'll go away for the weekend, just to the Lake District, do some walking, just chill out really. I think we're booking somewhere where there's a spa and a pool, so we can relax too and eat and just generally celebrate having made it to 40 years. Who knew?
I mean, it's quite the achievement, and it's funny that I was speaking to another student this week and she was telling me that her and her husband are about to have their 40th wedding anniversary as well. And then another student mentioned that... I know, congratulations. And another student mentioned that she had been to the Lake District just like a month ago. So many coincidences. And for your reference, the Lake District is, as it sounds, an area of England which is in the northwest of England, and it has lots of little mountains and lakes, and it's really nice. It's really pretty, isn't it?
It is. It's very pretty. I mean, it gets quite busy, but I think it'll quieten down a bit in September because there won't be all the children from, they're beyond their back at school time.
Exactly.
Which is another good thing about being retired. I love children, by the way. I worked in a school for years and years, but sometimes it's nice as well when there's just some adults and it's just a bit quieter.
No screaming and shouting.
Oh no, I don't mind. I like to hear children. I love to hear children laugh.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you're definitely looking forward to it. Now, let's move on to the next question. All right, now the next question is related to stress. And luckily in August, I've been on holiday, I've been by the beach, I've been relaxing, so I'm not that stressed out at the moment. But I imagine that in September, October, November, December, I'll be busier and maybe I'll be a little bit stressed. So I'll need to do some different things to calm down. And what I usually do is I listen to a podcast, I go for a walk, and I just have time to myself, really. That's what I do in a nutshell. But Mum, what about you? What do you do to calm down when you're stressed?
Well, I am a worrier anyway. I think that, yes, unfortunately. So I can get stressed. I worry about people mainly rather than things. But yeah, I just sometimes it can be simple as having a hot bath, lots of bubbles. I might even take a glass of wine up there. Obviously not during the day. I mean, if you wake up, you have a shower, you get out, you go out. But sometimes at the end of the day, a nice hot soapy bath. I might watch a series on television, just something a little bit mindless where you don't have to think too much, so you can just like dip in and out of it a bit. I'd like to now read. I used to love reading, but sometimes if I read a book, I have to keep going. So that can then be stressful because it's like 10 o'clock, I should be going to sleep. 11 o'clock, I'll just read the next chapter. So I tend to avoid reading a book if I'm stressed. It just adds to being late, being tired, and the whole cycle.
Okay, sounds good.
It works for me.
A nice bubble bath with a glass of wine sounds amazing. Okay, now we've got another question. It's related to clothes, and I'm not a big fan of clothes. I'm not a big fan of buying clothes.
I'm a fan of wearing clothes.
I'm a fan of wearing clothes, yeah. And it's funny that usually when I come back home, I'll see that I've got a new t-shirt, and my mum knows that I like simplicity. Just a plain black
t-shirt,
or white t-shirt, and it's always a hit, you know? I always like it. But personally, I never really try on clothes before I buy them, unless it's shoes maybe, or a suit, for example. But that's me. Mum, what about you? Do you prefer to try on clothes before you buy them, or do you just order them online?
I tend to order online mainly, just because you can look at it, I like to read the reviews as well, and you can get the size. It's just frustrating if you go somewhere and then it's sold out in your size. So I tend to do that. I might order multiple things and send something back, but then I think, well, I quite like that one as well, so I do tend to keep them then. Yeah, I mean, when we were going on holiday, I needed things quickly. I went to the shop, I went in the changing rooms, there's the mirrors, which are the most unflattering mirrors. Honestly, I'm surprised I brought anything back. So I do like to try on in the comfort of my own home.
Okay.
With nobody watching.
So in that case, it's better to order it online. You can get like 2 different sizes, see which one fits you, or 2 different styles, see which one suits you the most. And that's better than going to a changing room.
It's better for me. I am obviously from Yorkshire, so we do sometimes look after the pennies. So I also find that sometimes you can get like discount codes online, like 20% off or free postage. So it's a win.
It's a win-win situation. Perfect. Good stuff. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, now this next phrasal verb has a few different meanings. For example, I'm looking outside and I see that there's some clothes hanging out, but that's not the meaning we're going to go over. We're going to go over the meaning of hang out with friends, like spend time with them and meet up with them. I'm going to hang out with my friends this weekend. But Mum, when was the last time that you hung out with your friends?
Well, actually, as I mentioned, it was only last week because one of my friends was 60, so it was her big birthday. So yes, we went, we had a lovely meal. We didn't sing happy birthday because we were in a restaurant, and sometimes people do that and they bring out the cake and it's like
bit cringy, makes you feel self-conscious.
It's a lovely thing to do, but I don't think she would have appreciated that. So we just had a nice meal. But I have different groups of girlfriends. So I have people that I used to work with, I have people I've known from school. I have friends that from when you were growing up and your sister growing up. So we do different things. But yes, it was last week. Yeah.
Okay. Pretty good, you know, a pretty active social life. And like you, I don't really like being the centre of attention, which is a bit ironic given that I post a lot of videos on social media. But in person, if it's my birthday and people have got a cake with candles and they're singing happy birthday, I'm just like, oh no, make it stop, make it stop.
we do family birthdays where we cook, and you don't mind that, do you?
No.
That's nice, you know, where it's all the family around. But if it's in a restaurant with, you know, a crowd of people that we don't know, then we tend to just be a bit like, not for me.
Low key is probably better.
Yes. But then some people love that, and that's fine.
Each to their own, you know, everybody's different for sure.
And I'm so glad that you didn't pan out to see the washing hanging out on the washing line.
No, it's just, you know, standard outside. It's not raining
it's
at the moment.
Towels and,
so
you know, bits and pieces.
Everybody does the laundry, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, this next question is kind of funny because when my mum picked me up from the airport this time last week, she told me a little story. So I thought it'd be interesting if you heard the story as well. So, Mum, have you ever gone over the speed limit? Have you ever exceeded the speed limit?
How did I know he would ask this? I am known for being such a careful driver. I've been driving for 43 years. I've never had a speeding ticket in all that time until 2 weeks ago. I am so embarrassed. I am mortified because basically I took my sister to the coast. There was a food festival on. We thought coming back, it was the evening, a lovely evening, you know, the sunset and everything. We thought, well, God, really nice route back. Somewhere, you know, through some villages. And as we're going along, and I'm thinking, I'm being really good. I'm on the speed limit, just under, in fact. You know, because we sort of tootling along. And then I came home, and a few days later, I got a letter from North Yorkshire Police, and I'm so embarrassed. I genuinely, honestly, this is true.
You're a criminal. A criminal.
I genuinely thought the speed limit when we went to a particular village, because there was hardly any houses, and I thought it was 40 miles an hour, so I was recorded at 39, which is 1 mile under the speed limit. You can see I'm getting animated now.
Fighting your case.
I know, and it was actually 30, so I was over, and so I am so sorry. I am going to pay the fine. I'm even going on this speed awareness course. Oh, I actually do feel awful because speeding is an awful thing to do, but genuinely, hand on heart, I thought I was 1 mile under, but no. Even your dad, in fairness, he said, oh yes, he says it does change a lot there quite quickly, and it's 40, then it's suddenly 30, then it's up to 40 again. So
it wasn't your fault, you know.
Well, it was 100% my fault, but it was a mistake, and I will do the course and I will pay the amount. But now I am paranoid. I am so careful. Honestly, I've never been as cautious and as slow. I'm constantly looking to make sure that I'm doing 30.
Everybody makes mistakes, you know, it happens. And it is funny because she is a very, very cautious, prudent driver.
Yeah.
Where on the motorway back from Manchester, I was like, Mum, you know, it's 70 mile an hour, the speed limit here. And she was going like 52. So I was
not to be fair, in fairness, there was those yellow speed cameras, and where they do, you know, like a sort of a speed check, and it was probably 50. So I was like, oh, I need to be 50. I need to be 50.
As they say, better safe than sorry.
Yes, and I am sorry. Honestly, I really am.
It's fine. It's fine.
Trust you to ask that question.
It's a funny one, isn't it? All right, now let's move on to the penultimate question. It's related to the news, which is a little bit depressing, to be honest, but it's using the phrasal verb of keep up with, which is like to stay informed or up to date. So, Mum, do you find it hard to keep up with what's going on in the news?
To be honest, I have on my phone, I have the BBC News app, so I do sort of look at that. I do like to know what's going on locally and obviously in the world itself. Or sometimes I'm just cooking in the kitchen, so I have the television on in the background. I mean, and it's so sad at the moment, so it's upsetting. But obviously, you need to know what's happening. But yeah, so I do keep up with it. Absolutely, I just want to know what's going on. And sometimes there are some feel-good stories as well, you know, and just local interests, you know, to sort of find out what's happening.
Yeah. I mean, it's depressing, as we mentioned, which is why maybe this question is a bit shorter than the others. But I personally check the news every morning. Usually you see a lot more bad news than good news. Sometimes, as you mentioned, there is a feel-good story, but they are few and far between. But yeah, I guess we see eye to eye. We're on the same page about the fact that it's important to know what's going on.
Oh, definitely.
Even if you're not focused on it all of the time, because sometimes it's not good for you mentally if you see all these horrifying images. But yeah, I hope that everything gets better in the world and all of these tragedies that we see will, fingers crossed, improve in the coming months and years. So lots of love to anybody affected. Alright, now last but not least, of course, the final conversation question is using the phrasal verb take up, which is used to say to begin a new hobby or activity. So recently I've taken up paddle, and I played paddle last night, so I'm getting into it. I'm not very good, but I'm getting into it. But Mum, what about you? Is there any hobby that you'd like to take up if and when you have free time?
Yes, I did think when I retired that I would have lots of free time to do all these hobbies, but it just didn't materialise. It just didn't work out like that. But yes, I would really like to take up something called pickleball, which I think is similar.
I've never played it, but I think it's similar to paddle.
Yeah, a friend of mine, she took it up when she retired and she's got really into it. In fact, actually, I think she went quite far in the competition. Now, obviously, I would not be doing that probably because I am busy. You know, I look after my grandson. When I retired, I was looking after my elderly mum. You know, grandma, who sadly we lost her. She passed away earlier in the year, but now we're tidying out the house. My sister and I were going over, and it's really sentimental. So that's taken up a lot of our time. But yeah, eventually, who knows? I could be the pickleball champion.
The pickleball champion.
I don't know. I mean, to be fair, if I just have time to just get some nice walks in, or just, I don't know, I used to draw when I was younger.
Well,
the world is out there waiting.
The world is your oyster, you know? You could do anything. Pickleball, walking, drawing, who knows? Or just chilling out, maybe.
That would be nice too. Yeah, sometimes life's so full on that it's nice to just stop and take a bit of a breather. Yeah, watch the world go by.
Awesome. And on that note, if you're still watching this video at this point, let us know. Are there any hobbies that you'd like to take up? Let us know in the comments.
Well, thank you very much for watching. I would say it's been a pleasure, and it has. I enjoy it. I am very, very nervous doing it. It takes me a while to psych myself up to doing it. But hey, that's another one wrapped up, so hope it was okay.
I'm sure everybody really enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. And thank you very much, Mum, for answering all of the questions. And who knows, maybe, just maybe, we'll record some more videos. If you'd like to see some more videos with me and Mum, then again, let us know in the comments. Thanks once again for watching. A pleasure as always. And yeah, see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.